There is a curious situation developing in the protest movement in Canada. A curious development from my perspective, and that is the Prime Minister of Canada invoked an emergency act which does not come into force for 7 days. It has to be debated in Parliament. Debate was interrupted because those important people in Parliament were afraid to go and discuss it yesterday for some reason. Police actions have been severe and have actually cleared out the protesters in Ottawa. So the peculiar situation is that the entire country now is, as far as I'm aware, free of any threat from peaceful protesters. Apparently, I'm not 100% about that, but it looks like the peaceful protesters, not including all the so-called aggressive blockades and the people trying to overthrow governments and all that stuff, that's been done. It's finished. The police went in heavy-handed in Ottawa today, and there are a few people milling about, but the apparent insurrection, as one would imagine, was behind the motivation to the omnipotent leader of Canada. That whole stuff is gone, even before this supposed act has become law or has become in effect. It has 7 days of debate in Parliament, and everything has been taken care of within, since the declaration a few days ago, maybe since Monday or Tuesday. So I'm wondering, what the hell are they going to vote on? There is no apparent insurrection or any of the difficulties that were perceived to be threatening the government of Canada. All that stuff is gone. It took very little effort on the side of the police to clear the streets. Fundamentally, in the place, the legal protests, the supposedly legal protests, were disbanded voluntarily. People were somewhat pushed around. There were altercations from the side of the police. What I saw in the live streams, a woman got trampled by a horse and she's in hospital. And there were other incidents that police were very aggressive. So it's done. Trudeau, it's done. Now what? What kind of invocation do you have? What is the reason to continue this invocation? Even before it becomes passed, it was used by the police to do what they are supposedly going to do after it has been passed in Parliament, but it didn't even have to go through Parliament for the thing to be used, for the thing to be instrumental in dismantling and stopping, getting the banks to stop, to put cancel bank accounts on people that are under scrutiny by those in charge. Anyway, it's a conundrum. As far as I'm concerned, it's a conundrum. There is no more what was. It was reported as an insurrection of some kind, but it's gone. It's finished. It's over. So what's the act for now? What is this act supposed to do? And here's the point, people. The act is there not for people that were protesting, but for every individual living in this country. That's why the act was invoked, not for protesters. So this act will be promoted, will be passed, I'm sure, in Parliament. This act will be passed in Parliament. And for what reason? Everything is finished. Everything is done. All the threats have been eliminated. But the point is, it'll be invoked. It'll pass Parliament because it's not for protesters. It's actually for all the citizenry of Canada.